Hey, what's poppin', people? I'm Cade Shear, and this is my channel, Cade Shear Fishing. So a few videos ago, I recommended to comment down a video idea, and I actually did have a comment, and it is make a video about fishing for beginners. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a video about the very basics of fishing, so anybody who just wants to get into fishing can jump right into it. So, in my experience, when I first started fishing, the basics was a Senko, which Senko is just the name for it. All different brands have different names for a Senko. This is a Lugan log. This is a, did I say lunker log? Yeah. Okay, this is what a Senko looks like. It is just a straight piece of plastic right here. This is from Guggen Baits. Ooh, right there. These smell really bad. And then there's also a curly toe worm, which I grew up on in my beginning of fishing. So here is a speed worm from Zoom. Right there. And I will show y'all how to fish those two most basic baits ever if you want to get into fishing. Okay, so there are the main type of way I put on a soft plastic when you're a beginner is you want a Texas rig, because when you Texas rig soft plastics, they are extremely weedless. They do not get caught in the weeds because that hook does not stick out like a chatterbait or a jig. So I will actually rig it up. I have an offset EWG hook right there, that offset, and then I have a regular EWG hook right there. I don't know if you could see. Dang, that's a better view. Alright, and with the Texas rig, you use a bullet weight. There are some weights out there, like tungsten. Tungsten weights can get really expensive because they're much like smaller material. But here is a, I don't know, this might be like a 3/16 ounce weight, just a lead weight right there, and you put it on the end of your, you put it on your line before you tie your hook on or anything. So here we go. We have our offset, and I will first do it on the lunker log. So you take your hook, you go in the top until it hits that curve, just about right there. Then you come out, you bring your log all the way around, you bring your Senko all the way around, and that little space right there, you go on top of it into the eye of the hook. And I like to cover the eye completely. So then you have this right there, and your hook is not in yet. So you find where that hook would penetrate, and then you find it. You go all the way through. You bring your hook all the way through, just like that, all the way through. And a lot of times, if it's not like messy water, you could just leave it like this and you won't get caught up. But if you're fishing in like shrubs or whatever, you could tuck in that hook so it's completely weedless right there. So that is the offset. Here is the regular EWG hook. This is a red hook. I wouldn't usually use red, but the only thing I have right now. So just like the offset, you go up until the bend of the hook. You come out all the way up onto the eye, right there. And it's important that you find where you should go into your Senko, because if you go in too short, then you'll end up stretching the Senko like this. You don't want to stretch it, and it'll look all wanky. If you go too much, then it'll look loose like that. So you want to find that perfect place to put it, and you'd go right through the body, and there you go, a weedless Senko lunker log. Now on to the curly tail. It's the exact same way, but I'll just show you how. Again, these two types of soft plastics are the most basic that there are. So, as a beginner, I would recommend only using soft plastics, because let's say you want to fish a crankbait, but crankbaits have treble hooks on the back of them, and those are hooks that are not weedless at all, and if you don't fish it the right way, you could lose like a $7 crankbait within one cast. Alright, here we have our curly tail worm with the offset. Go all the way through, and boom, just like that, completely weedless. Next with the EWG red hook. When I was, I think I first went bass fishing when I was like 8 years old or something. And what I would do is I would get the prettiest looking, or like the colors that I like personally, and I would be like, why aren't they like catching fish? Man, first of all, I was fishing them wrong. And second of all, because I was fishing them wrong. See, when you fish these baits with the curly tail worm, you can fish these in ponds, lakes, and any other type of freshwater for bass. So when you have it rigged up on your pole, you cast it out, you hold your rod tip down, and then you just reel. You see in that tail right there, the movement through the water gives the bait action by itself. When you fish a Senko, you cast it out, you let it sink to the bottom because of your lead weight, and then once it hits the bottom, you reel in your slack, and you lift your pole, and then let it sink back down. Senkos fish really slow, but they do catch fish. So that is all I have for you today in cage shear fishing. I went over the basic for soft plastics and fishing ever. If you want to get into fishing, it's really cool, really peaceful. One of my favorite things to do. And I appreciate all who watched this video. Comment down below some other video ideas if you have any. And like, subscribe, tell everybody about cage shear fishing. And I really appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks. Bye.